Good morning. Once again, a Sunday thought spoken by me on a Sunday. The story I'm going to tell you for this week happened on Wednesday. Now, Wednesday mornings, I do a much longer talk called Norma Talks and on various topics. And this Wednesday, last one was just gone, was no exception. I prepared, got everything ready. Now, on Wednesday talks, I do that on Zoom. And many people now have the connection to come in and listen to me live. This Wednesday, I took myself, as usual, a little bit earlier than when I like to start recording my talk. And a friend joined me and realized that my microphone, for some reason, wasn't working. She could not hear me. Now, I'm a little bit of a time person, so if I have in my mind I need to start at a certain time, even though I really don't, I got a little panicky because what happened? I have no audio, so I got myself back out, took myself back in, as did my friend. Now, one thing is fortunate, is that she was the only one that came in on Wednesday. But in all that kerfuffle that went on, realizing I didn't have audio, etc., I forgot to do what they do there is pin the video, which means the video stays on me rather than everybody that's there. And sometimes we have 4, 5, 6 people that are there. Anyway, I didn't realize this until the end when I went to upload the video to the YouTube channel and realized that my friend and I are both on the screen together. Now, this was another interesting point for me because another friend had sent me an email asking me if I would please answer some questions about what was happening. And I was nervous about this. Now, I've done a lot of live readings over the years, lots, but this was a little different. I haven't done that in this format for a long time. Long time, actually. And I was a little nervous about it, which probably began the whole thing. I was not really confident about what I was going to do. And as one person said to me, why don't you do it before? And I said, well, that's not how I do it. If somebody asks the questions, and unfortunately, my friend was planning on being on the show, excuse me, and then we had another miscommunication happen. She didn't get the link. So she wasn't there. So I had typed up her questions and read them and answered them best I could at the time. So that, what you could say, finished. I uploaded the video as it was, explained in the description that there was a little bit of an error there, having 2 people. And actually, my friend is an artist. And if you see that particular video and you look beyond her, you'll see her wall is covered with artwork that she does. So that was in the morning. Oh, big breath, that's done. Now I had a client. Now, a client that lives a long, long way away in a different time zone. For the first time, we were starting a series of 3 transformations. So the first transformation, and I had everything ready again for the time period that I believed couldn't contact her. Now things began to get a little panicky. What happened, what's going on here? I didn't have a phone number because usually we were meeting, I thought we were meeting on Zoom at a certain time. I thought I had the timing all accurate. Well, to make a long story short, it ended up, we had great difficulty contacting each other. We finally did through Messenger, through my business Facebook page, Norma Cowie, psychic consultant, sorry. Not development, I consultant, that's what. So anyway, we ended up because now the time was going and I had another personal appointment that I had to attend. So I had to make it. So we're gonna do this again next Wednesday afternoon. So next Wednesday I do Norma Talks, have a break, and then I will see this particular client. So comedy of errors, in a sense, because the only way I could look at that at this point, went off and did my personal session that I was doing. Came back home. I was agitated, though. I felt I had screwed up everywhere. Everything I was touching that day was screwing up in that sense. And then finally the day came, and at the end of the day came, and, I said to myself, Norma, the only thing you can do here is self-forgiveness. And so I just sat down. Now, I do know how I have a method of praying that I do. And I sat down and I did a self-forgiveness prayer for myself. And I felt so much better, went and had a great sleep, got up the next day, and everything seemed to be back to normal. Of course, I had several friends say, when I explained that I'd had a day, and they said, oh, Mercury's retrograde, that's why. But you see, the interesting thing is Mercury retrograde usually has no effect on me. I have lived for years with Mercury retrograde. And for those that don't know what Mercury retrograde is, it's when the planet Mercury has moved to the very nth degree, and it looks like it's coming backwards. Well, of course it isn't, but that's what it looks like. And we call it retrograde. It happens 3 times a year for 3 weeks. And it's not a good time to buy new electrical things. It's not good for other things. And many people, including my dear son, follows that incredibly. But I've put on large shows on it. I found it always kind of worked for me. Most times when that happens means you're born with a Mercury retrograde. I wasn't. So yes, maybe Mercury retrograde, did have an effect on last Wednesday. And hopefully, even though it's I think it's here till the 4th of November. I believe it's still in plan. I don't really follow it myself. But self-forgiveness, let's go back to that for a minute. See, I truly believe that we need to forgive ourselves first before we can give anybody else or anything else. And so I know it was so wonderful for me to really remember what I know and what I do tell other people. And so through self-forgiveness, I was able to get up the next day, and since then, carry on with my life, doing the things I need to do. Many wonderful things have been happening. Everything's working back what I call normal. And that's what I trust for you in this coming week, is that you think about, is there anything you need to forgive? Now, not other people, for yourself, because when you've forgiven yourself about whatever, you can forgive others, or you can forgive circumstances. We are not perfect beings. I know I've said this before. I can screw up with the best of them all. Probably sometimes more. But it's like when you forgive yourself, and it's like, okay, that's behind. Just make sure we perhaps don't do that again. Just be a little bit more aware, remember, and carry on. So just take a look at your life. Is there anything you need to forgive yourself for? And then, big breath, knowing that you have done that, and let go, and then go ahead and enjoy your week. Have a great week. See you next week.